My name is Kieran Burke, and I'm one of the 3 organizers. There's Attila Changi at the back, and some old guy here at the front. I can't remember his name. Oh yes, Hardy Brooks. So this is going to be a school, right? And I'm going to spend like 3 minutes explaining what we're doing here, right? So it's called, teaching the theory in density functional theory. This is kilo papers per year that use density functional theory, and see, we must have gone past 30,000 in the last couple of years. This is how many people are using it in science these days. And the idea is that so in this school, and we did a version of this school about 6 or 7 months ago at IPAM in UCLA that was very, very popular. And we're slightly going against the rules of CCAM here, because especially those who've been here before know that usually you have lectures in the morning and hands-on computer exercises in the afternoon. So they're usually hands-on, and we'll call this heads-on, right? Because we're working on the fundamental theory rather than the practice, right? So we're not going to be teaching you how to run specific code. We're going over the basic theory. Now, here are our senior lecturers, a pretty ugly bunch if you ask me. So part of the deal is it's actually almost impossible to get them all together in one place at the one time. And I think maybe on Wednesday White House shows, and then somebody I'm sure will disappear. But take advantage of this chance to talk to them. And one of the special features is we don't have like 20 or 30 lecturers in the week. We've got about 10. So you have a good opportunity to talk to them, and there's only 40 students in the program, so there'll be lots of chances to talk to them. And unfortunately, you will hear from them over and over again. Each of these gives 3 or 4 lectures, right? Now we also have less senior lecturers, right? So more the faces of the future, and these are all people who are, some of them are definitely very, say, computationally inclined, but they're all developing theory, right? They're all developing theory at a pretty fundamental level. So they're here too, and then. So let's see. So what to focus on, right? So we learned a bit. So another rule. So it turns out CCAM, although they have whiteboard. So one of the rules that we have is that for the first 3 days we have pedagogical talks, and they're on blackboards. As you can see, they're pathetically sized blackboards here at CCAM. They didn't even realize that they had these, right? And the markers were all dried up because nobody has used them. So a firm rule is no PowerPoint for the first 3 days, right? One time done, that's it. And this was by far the most popular part of the school we ran at UCLA. The slightly unpopular part was we only had 30 minutes for the lectures and 15 minutes for discussion, and now we have 45 minutes. Because so the program, these first 3 days, is designed like sort of in more or less chronological order, where it builds and builds, starting from very basic things, the sort of things that even Mel Levy can understand, and then it gets to more sophisticated things, right? And the last 2 days are research talks, and there the PowerPoint, unfortunately, is allowed, and of course people will go through 40, 50, 60 slides in an hour, and then it gets real fast. So just to warn you of that, in your own particular area that you're interested in, you'll probably be able to follow stuff, but some of the other stuff gets a little sophisticated. And I learned that also from the surveys from last day. So the Blackboard style, hated by lecturers, by the way. well, Mel loves it, but others all complain that they can't get enough stuff in and all this kind of thing, and that's the whole point, right? So yeah, so I was just looking at the surveys from the last school this morning, and the thing that a lot of people said was they could learn a way of thinking from those that created the theorems and stuff in this field. One thing that John, you hear John? Yeah. John pointed out at a meeting a few weeks ago is things like exact conditions that are vital for making approximations in density functional theory. Most of the exact conditions we use were found in the 80s, right, or earlier, because people don't study the underlying theory as much as they used to do. So anyway, and you've all been sort of chosen because you either work with DFT or you're developing the theory. I don't think there's any students here who are here at the last school, and the idea is that you get this sort of dose of the theory and then can use it in your work in the future. Okay, so I think that's it. Oh, well, so any word from, so the real organizer, of course, is Attila. So I'll hand it over to Attila.